Hey guys, we're just going to start talking about proofs a little bit. So our learning targets are I can explain my reasoning for each step in a sequence of choices, and I can describe what a proof is. So first of all, what is a proof? So it's an argument that shows a logical flow to a specific conclusion. It's organized in a way that highlights statements and reasons. It uses deductive reasoning. It is sequential in its flow, so that means the steps are often connected to the previous step. And in geometry, we usually use definitions like angle pairs or like vertical angles or linear pairs, something like that. We might use properties of ideas like similarity and congruence, and it can be used to prove similarity and congruence. We're going to talk about that a lot more in future units. And we always start with certain given information. So, for example, if you are given a blue 5 in Uno and you want to make it to a green 9, and those are the cards you can use, you might start with a blue 5 and then play a blue 3 because they are the same color. Then you might play a red 3 because they are the same number. And then you might play a red 4 because they're the same color. And then a green 4 because they're the same number, and then a green 9 because they're the same color. So you could get from what you were given to what you wanted to end up with, and those are your reasons. So that's kind of how a proof works. So here are some of the properties that you've seen before, but that we're going to start with because we're going to do algebraic proofs first. So we're going to start with algebra because that's kind of makes a little bit more sense sometimes than the geometry part of it. So you have the addition property where you add on both sides, the subtraction property where you subtract on both sides, multiplication, you multiply on both sides, division property where you divide on both sides, distributive property where you distribute across the parentheses, substitution property where two things are equal so one can replace another, the reflexive property where basically one thing equals itself, the symmetric property where basically we're just changing the order, so if A equals B then B equals A, and then the transitive property, which is if one thing equals something else then you can replace one thing with another. We're going to use that one quite a bit actually. It looks suspiciously like the symmetric property. Be the division property because we divided both sides. So if we name that property, if k equals 3, then 3 equals k. So if we go back to our property list and see which one that looks like, we're going to put symmetric property. And then we're going to look if 2x equals 14, then x equals 7. So what we did here is we divided both sides by 2, right? So that is... All right. So the two-column proof is a common format used to organize the proof. The steps are listed on the left side, and the justifying statements are listed on the right side. So let's see. So we call those statements and reasons. All right, so the statements are the steps, and the justifying is the reason. All right, so what can we use as reasons? Properties, definitions, theorems, and postulates. So, for example, if we have this proof, you always start with given. That always goes first. And so we look and see what happened. So here, to get from 1 to 2, we added 1 to both sides, right? So we're going to say the addition property is what we did first. And then to get from here to here, we divided both sides by 4. So that is the division property. And then given this, we have to prove that A equals negative 18. So to start that, It looks like we got rid of the 2 first. So you look and see what kind of disappeared. So it looks like we subtracted 2 from both sides. So that is the subtraction property. And then from there, it looks like we're going to multiply both sides by -6. And so that is the multiplication property. And it should really be the multiplication property of equality. Because it only works if you have an equal sign. All right, then for this one, we are given that statement, and we're trying to prove that x equals -2. So it looks like the first thing we did was distribute. So that is the distributive property. And then we got rid of the 27, so we had to subtract 27. So that is subtraction property. And then finally, we would have divided by -18. So that is the division property. And that is how proofs work. So welcome to proofs.